The neighborhood closest to Research Triangle Park is not automatically the neighborhood that is going to make your life the easiest. Your exact office location, how often you travel, your daily routine, and how much traffic you are willing to tolerate can completely change where you should buy. Because RTP is not one office building with one obvious commute. A house that looks 10 minutes away on a quiet Sunday afternoon may feel very different at 8:15 on a Monday morning. Meanwhile, a home that looks further away on the map could actually give you a much easier drive to your office, RDU, or the places you visit most often. So before you decide between Cary, Morrisville, Raleigh, Durham, or any of the surrounding areas, I want to show you the step that most relocation buyers skip. Start with a PIN, not a city name. Two people can both say they work in RTP and have completely different commutes. An office near Aviation Parkway creates one search area. A campus closer to Davis Drive creates a whole nother search. That matters because RTP covers a much larger area than a lot of people realize. When you search homes near RTP, all of the surrounding communities may look equally convenient. But the route from your front door to your actual office building can tell a very different story. As you are watching, tell me in the comments which company campus or part of RTP is bringing you to North Carolina. That one detail can change almost everything about your home search. So the first step is simple. Use your exact office address. Do not just start with a giant search radius around Research Triangle Park. Put your workplace into the map and check the drive during the days and times that you expect to commute. Do not only look at the mileage or the estimated number of minutes. Pay attention to how quickly you can reach the highway, which roads carry most of the drive, and whether you have another reasonable route when traffic gets backed up. Next, think about how often you will be traveling. RDU is located close to I-40 and Aviation Parkway, but getting to the airport can feel very different depending on where you are coming from. Someone who flies twice a month may view airport access as a nice bonus, but someone who flies every week may need to make it one of the biggest factors in their home search. You should also think about toll roads. The Triangle Expressway can make certain locations much more convenient for RTP, but that convenience comes with an ongoing cost. So paying a toll may still be completely worth it if it saves you time. You just want to understand the route and the expense before it becomes part of your everyday routine. Once you understand your office location, travel schedule, and preferred routes, comparing the different areas becomes much easier. Morrisville usually comes up early because it is located near both RTP and RDU. That can be a major advantage when your office is closer to Aviation Parkway or you frequently travel as, part of your job. But the city name alone does not answer the question. One Morrisville home may give you easy access through Airport Boulevard, and another may more heavily on Davis Drive or NC-540. So do not assume every Morrisville address gives you the same commute. Test each individual property against your office. Your home requirements may also narrow the search before the commute does. Maybe you need a larger yard, a 3-car garage, or a certain style of home, newer construction, or more privacy. Those requirements may push you a little further away from RTP, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. A home can be further away in miles and still have a very manageable route, and sometimes getting the right property is worth adding a few extra minutes to your drive. So Cary creates a different challenge because Cary covers such a large area. A home in West Cary may connect to RTP through NC-540 or other nearby roads, but another Cary address may make more sense for someone who needs easy access to I-40, US 1, or downtown Raleigh. Both homes may appear under Cary in your search results, but they can give you two completely different weekday routines. This is where buyers can get caught paying for a location that they think they understand. The house may check every box, but the daily commute depends on a part of Cary they never actually tested while they were visiting. For every home you are seriously considering, I recommend checking 3 drives. First, check the drive to your office. Second, check the drive to RDU if you travel regularly. And third, also check the drive to the destination you will visit most often outside of work. That third location could be downtown Raleigh, downtown Durham, a medical facility, a university, your children's activities, or a family member's home. Your number of in-office days should also affect how much weight you give the commute. A slightly longer drive may be completely reasonable if you work remotely most of the time, and the house gives you something that's hard to find somewhere else. But if you're commuting 4 or 5 days a week, having a reliable and predictable route may matter more than the home feature that you only use occasionally. For buyers trying to balance access to RTP with access to downtown Raleigh, West Raleigh may be worth considering. That does not mean every West Raleigh address will give you an easy commute. The first part of the drive can matter just as much as the highway, especially when several neighborhoods all feed onto the same main road toward I-40. You will also find a wide range of properties in this part of the market. There are established neighborhoods, newer homes being built within older communities, townhomes, and other attached options as well. Decide which home features are non-negotiable before convenience convinces you to buy a property that does not really fit the reason you are moving. At this point, I would love to know which part of the decision feels the hardest for you. Is it the office commute, getting to the airport, finding the right type of home, or staying close to another important destination? Put it in the comments because your answers will help me decide which comparisons to break down next. North Raleigh can be attractive to buyers who want a Raleigh address while still having access to I-540, Glenwood Avenue, and RDU. But you have to look beyond the highway map. A property may appear well connected, but it could still take a while to get out of the neighborhood and onto the road that made the location look convenient in the first place. This is another area where your exact office location matters. North Raleigh may work very well for one RTP campus and feel much less convenient for another. You should also test a backup route. When your preferred route slows down, the alternate route may take you an entirely different part of the triangle. So having 2 reasonable ways to reach your office can be more valuable than getting one perfect estimated commute time during a quiet afternoon. Durham should not be treated as one single commute option either. Some Durham neighborhoods are very convenient to RTP, especially in South Durham and the areas closer to Davis Drive. Downtown Durham, South Durham, and neighborhoods further west all connect to the park differently. So simply saying Durham is far too broad to determine whether the commute will work for you. Durham may be especially appealing when your work week includes more than one professional destination. Maybe you're going between an RTP office, downtown Durham, Duke, a medical center, or another university or corporate campus. That requires a different calculation than someone who reports to the exact same building every single day. So once you know the route works, compare the homes themselves. Look at the age of the home, the lot size, maintenance needs, HOA responsibilities, and whether the property will require renovations. A short commute does not automatically make a home practical if the property itself does not fit your lifestyle. Other nearby communities may also make sense once you stop looking at distance alone. A home further south or west may connect easily through the Triangle Expressway. Meanwhile, a property that looks closer on the map may depend on slower local roads. So whether you are willing to use a toll road, what time you commute, and how many days you work in person can completely reshape the search. There is one more thing I encourage relocation buyers to think about: future flexibility. You may know exactly where your office is today, but your role could eventually include another campus, more flights, or regular meetings in another part of the triangle. I would not choose a home based entirely on something that may or may not happen, but I would consider whether the location gives you more than one reasonable direction to travel. The goal is not to find one perfect center point. The goal is to avoid building your entire daily routine around one road that falls apart every time there is an accident or heavy traffic. So before you start touring homes, create a simple location test. Start with your exact office address. Add RDU if flying is part of your job. Then add the destination that matters most outside of work. Run those routes during the hours you will actually be using them. Once you understand how the roads connect, begin comparing the homes that meet your budget and your physical requirements. During your relocation trip, drive at least one of the routes you are seriously considering instead of relying completely on an app. A map can estimate the time. It cannot tell you how the drive actually feels, whether a certain interchange stresses you out, or whether you would be comfortable making that trip several times a week. Do not spend your entire visit touring beautiful interiors. A gorgeous kitchen will not make up for a commute you resent 6 weeks after closing. Morrisville may be the right answer because office and airport access are at the top of your list. Cary may give you the type of home you want without creating an unreasonable drive. West Raleigh, North Raleigh, or Durham may become more appealing once you factor in another destination that matters just as much as RTP. The point is not to crown one community as the best place to live. The right answer comes from your confirmed routes, property requirements, travel schedule, and the rhythm of your actual week. If your move to North Carolina is already in motion, use the contact information below to tell me where you will be working and how often you expect to travel, and what kind of home you are looking for. I can help you narrow down the search before you spend an entire showing day driving back and forth across the triangle without a clear plan. Subscribe for more straightforward North Carolina relocation guidance and tell me which community you want me to break down next.